Welcome to the 290 Mo podcast. I appreciate your time. If you could introduce yourself for my viewers and listeners.
Okay, hey y'all, hey. I'm Sunshine Lombre. I'm a dancer, I'm a poet. Yeah, I've been all around Chicago. I got some shows coming up.
Hmm.
One of them is this Saturday. I got my first show in Romeoville, Illinois. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna be at this pop-up museum for the Vibe exhibition celebrating women of color. Then I got some more situations. June 13th, I'm dancing at Theater Y in Little Village, and the 22nd I'm doing this Octavia Butler tribute in the West. No, it's called it's in the West Side, but it's the Front Porch Art Center. So
Okay,
yeah, I'll be out
that's
west again.
dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
Who's Octavia Butler? Who's that?
Octavia Butler, yeah, she was an activist. She's passed away.
Okay,
Yeah, she was
rest
an
in peace.
activist, a poet, an author, and yeah. She's
Okay.
done a lot of things for feminism, for Black culture, and yeah.
For sure, for sure. That's dope. That's dope. Now, for anybody who wants to get deep dive into your story, make sure you check out our first interview in the description. But we're gonna do some catching up, and we'll do a little, you know what I'm saying, give some information out for people who may be seeing you or listening to you for the first time. So, if you could, just describe the type of poetry and dancing that you do, if you had to.
Okay. All right. If I had to describe my stuff, so my dance movement, is very much sensuality, sensual movement, fluid movement, feminine movement. So my style is a blend of Vogue, heels, belly dancing, yeah.
Hmm.
And my poetry, it's also has sensuality, but I feel like it also touches on a lot of things like death and violence.
Hmm.
I kind of just feel like yeah, I just feel like there's sensuality in everything, there's spirituality in everything, and then there's violence. Even if you just stepping on crumbs, them crumbs had a death. I don't know. It's just always something's dying. But yeah.
For sure, for sure. Now let's start with the dancing.
Mhm.
So now you said a word that I like. That you said sensuality.
Yeah.
Now, is it offensive for, you know what I'm saying, for I'm just using man on the outside looking in to
Sure.
confuse sensuality with sexuality? Is that offensive for somebody that does what you do?
Um, to me, sexuality can be a part of sensuality.
Hmm.
It's included, but sensuality doesn't mean sexuality. Um, like sensuality to me is very much about the senses, like what feels good, what smells good, what tastes good, what feels good on your skin, like a good sweater, yeah, what sounds good, like rainy days or whatever. But it also could be like to the extent of pleasure, to sexual pleasure, the senses. So sexuality is a part of sensuality, absolutely. But yeah.
Now, still talking about the dancing.
Hmm.
How is it performing in front of, you know what I'm saying, not only crowds but crowds of strangers? You know what I'm saying? Do you get used to it? Are you not used to it? Is it new every single time? What's it like performing in front of a new crowd, in front of new faces, strangers, and you have to put on a show? What's that like?
What's that like? For me, I kind of prefer to perform for strangers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because they have no expectation of me whatsoever, and they may never see me again.
Mm,
So I feel like for me, there's less pressure.
I never thought about that. Like,
Yeah, they don't know me, they have no expectation, and may never see me again.
hmm.
So it's like, oh, like maybe you've been wanting to, I don't know, like if I really wanted to sing, if I was nervous about singing, I could go to Oklahoma where nobody knows me and sing and come back home and like it never happened, right? Yeah, compared to if I like sing in my neighborhood, then everybody gonna be clowning me for weeks. Type, yeah.
Like, remember that time you? Right.
Yeah, type shit. So, yeah, I prefer to perform for strangers.
Hmm.
Yeah, people that know me, I worry like, oh, are they gonna complain about them seeing me do the same moves, or get tired of me doing the same poem, or yeah, I feel like when it's people that know me, I feel like I have more pressure to like prove what all I've learned or how I've grown, and
Hmm.
yeah.
Now you mentioned, you know what I'm saying, doing the same moves. Like, where do you get your moves from? Like, would it being sensual? Is it always like a freestyle, or do you choreograph anything? Is it just staying in shape and being able to perform whatever the body feels at the moment? Like, how do you how do you choose the moves to perform?
How do I choose the moves to perform? I even though I do choreograph, most of the time I am freestyling
That's
in my
dope.
shows.
I
Yeah.
just saw some shit. You was going crazy.
Oh, thank you.
They was people was throwing money. They was take everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know what show you're talking about. Yeah, that was a fun one, and yeah, that was absolutely all freestyle. Yeah, yeah. What do I choose? All right. I guess it very much is what feels good, like even if it's just a little shoulder roll, neck roll, just flowing,
Mm,
just I don't know. Yeah, and I like to listen to slow jams.
mm,
So that makes my shit kind of like slow and groovier, and I try to like listen for the musicality. So when there are sharp hits, I'm hitting the sharp hits. But
mhm.
yeah, yeah.
Now I did mention, you know what I'm saying, men like giving money to you or throwing money at you. Is that in any way offensive? Is that any way like not reassuring, but you know what I'm saying, like a part of, you know what I'm saying, that event, you know what I'm saying, was that supposed to happen type shit? Like, what is the vibe, you know what I'm saying, when the dollars start coming out, you know what I'm saying? Does the expectations change in any way, shape, form, or fashion? Like, what is, you know what I'm saying, the vibes when it starts to rain money? I never had that happen to me before. I wish it did. You know,
No, oh
like,
man,
I can't dance. I need to
soon,
learn. Like,
soon, it's
soon for
coming.
sure.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I believe that the 290 Mo podcast will bloom and expand, and it'll be like the next Breakfast Club
For
type
sure.
shit.
We going
And when you walk into a restaurant, they be like, "Oh shit, it's 290 Mo, just
right.
no money."
You're gonna be have to be my first guest when we do that for sure.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Okay. 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 Back to the question. So yeah. So I was doing burlesque at a drag show at that event.
Hmm.
So it's at drag shows, it's very common to just have your money out
Okay.
and the drag queens come take it.
Hmm.
And also at burlesque shows, it's you tend to not make the burlesque dancer get it. You just throw it at them.
Hmm.
It's not offensive to throw money at the dancers or performers, but it's offensive to like try to put the money in people's clothes
Hmm.
like you would a stripper.
Mm.
Yeah, or if you try to like smack somebody's body with the
Mm.
money, that's offensive.
Mm.
But nah, throwing money, no, it's an honor, it's an honor, and yeah, people in the room are definitely noticing, like, ah, that dancer got more money thrown at her than other dancers, or other producers might be like, oh, I saw that the crowd reacted this way, I'm gonna book her for this thing. I
Mm.
don't know, so yeah, it feels good. It's very reaffirming, yes, reassuring, yes.
For sure, that's dope. That's dope. Now, another question, you know what I'm saying, for
Hmm.
the many ignorant individuals in the world.
Sorry.
So as myself, you know what I'm saying. Before I got into this profession, I'd never heard of burlesque.
Okay.
I never heard of it in my life. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying. So, is it offensive for someone to confuse that with a form of stripping? Like, is it confusing? Like somebody like I saw you stripping, or you're a stripper. Is that offensive, or is it just people being ignorant to like me not knowing ever heard of burlesque or the difference between that and stripping?
Well, I guess okay, so burlesque, like the definition is basically the art of striptease.
Hmm.
So stripping is a part of it.
Okay.
There are a lot of burlesque dancers like, don't call me a stripper, that's not me. But like a lot of them know that they're stripping. Like they know what they're doing. So me personally, I feel like yes, burlesque dancers are strippers, but there's a big difference in culture between burlesque
Mm.
shows and strip clubs and whatnot.
Mm.
Yeah, there's a lot of different cultures, and burlesque is a lot more welcoming and it's a lot safer in a lot of ways.
Mm.
Like strippers get killed all the time,
For sure.
but burlesque dancers not so much.
Mm.
Yeah, it's more of a community vibes, believe it or not, with the in the burlesque community.
Hmm.
Whereas strip clubs, you won't see like cousins and friends. Like it won't be like a
Mm.
yeah. I won't say it's a family event,
For
but
sure.
it's but it's a slight more of a family event where it's like friends and yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. People will be coming like for years to support a specific burlesque dancer.
For sure.
Whereas I feel like at strip clubs, people just be there to see.
Yeah. There for a reason.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
they just came to see cheeks.
Here for a
It
good
don't
time, not a
matter.
long time.
It
You
don't
know.
matter whose cheeks. They there to see some cheeks.
Sure. Now, you know what I'm saying? You kind of touched on it a few times about the different vibes between just the customers or the other dancers and stuff like that. So, if you don't mind me asking, what is your opinion on the other dancers in the burlesque community? Like, is it like a dog eat dog world? Is it like everybody buddy buddy? Do you guys got like group chats and share like work and gigs and stuff? Like, what's it like overall in the with your peers in that industry?
Okay. Let's see. Well, I'll start by saying I won't act like I'm like the most in the know,
Hmm.
because I tend to dabble in so many different scenes. Like I'd be in dance battles and I'd be doing poetry things and like
Dance
but
battles.
yeah, yeah. So I'd be all over the
I gotta
place.
see that. I gotta see the
Yeah,
battle. You gotta send me the flyer to the battles,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Some of them be out west too. Yeah. So I'd be a little bit like all over like dance. I just be do do do. But for burlesque, it's very welcoming. It is very welcoming. It isn't very dog eat dog. It's very supportive, but the thing is, it is a little bit of a slow grow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like it's as quickly rewarding as strippers experiences
Mm-hmm.
is. Yeah, like there's a lot of strippers that start from the bottom. I feel like starting from the bottom as a stripper is different than starting from the bottom as a burlesque dancer. But yeah, there are Facebook groups
Mm-hmm.
to invite other people to perform the things. There's a lot of different support groups. Yeah, there's like a lot of different burlesque dancers will host like a monthly Zoom thing, so we could all come together and
Pretty
talk about
dope.
our struggles. Yeah, there's another burlesque dancer who moved to Chicago. Her name is Harlem Night, and she has town halls
Mm-hmm.
where she brings together burlesque dancers as well as some club owners that host burlesque shows so they can complain about their issues and try to come to yeah, so it is very more community, and I feel like a lot of burlesque dancers used to be theater majors and all these other things. Yeah.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. Now, also with the dancing, before
Uh-huh.
I lose my train of thought, you mentioned battling,
Yeah.
dance battling. Like, is these for win and losing? Is it just for sport? Like, is these actual competitions like first, second, and place? And is this freestyle as well, or is it like a form of burlesque dance, or is like the competition type?
With dance battling, I never see burlesque, but
Okay.
maybe one day there will be. Yeah, typically I see a lot of break dancers, a lot of footworkers, crump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's usually for money. There's usually a cash prize, and it is freestyling. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
For
yeah.
sure. So when you go into something like that, is it to win? Is it just to participate? Is it just to sharpen your sword? Like, what's the vibes? Are you down when you don't win? Like, what's the vibes? You know what I'm saying? Because the competition is
Yeah.
for a prize. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
what's it like once you reach the outcome? You know what I'm saying? Win, lose, or draw. What's the vibes from you?
For me, I mean, the thing for me is like I feel like I kind of stick out a little bit
Hmm.
because, like I said, there's a lot of break dancers,
Yeah,
crumpers.
you do. You do. Just your
Yeah,
style and your
I'm like
energy.
very
Your energy.
vogue. I'm very feminine, so like I'm usually like one of the girliest girls in the room. So a lot of times, I haven't made it past preliminary rounds yet.
Hmm.
Yeah, I have not made it to the top 8 or none yet, but yeah, I represent what I do, and I love that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm there. I don't know. I'm there. I used to just come just because I enjoyed watching people do crazy shit.
Hmm.
Yeah, like I loved watching how people would bring like you could hear this basic ass whack ass song, but you could hear like see somebody just bring the song to life and like start loving the song and just seeing how like the amazing stories people could tell with their bodies just off a song they never heard before.
Hmm.
Like it's just so beautiful to me. It was very inspiring. And then after a while, I just started battling with them, even though I don't really fit in. And it's kind of like I like the push. I like the challenge. Like what can I do to go against somebody that's spinning on their head? Yeah, yeah. So being in that environment really helped me grow as a dancer, and I feel like it helped me with my burlesque. I feel like it helped me with my other dance styles, and yeah, just kind of I don't know, yeah, help me perform with more impact. Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. How much of dancing is staying in shape? Like, do you work out? Do you go to the gym? Do you stretch before dancing? Or are you just, you know what I'm saying, fit and natural in shape and just hit the ground running?
Uh, I should go to the gym, but no, I really
What?
don't. Yeah, I don't.
I
Yeah.
was just knew you was finna say, yeah, I'd go like 2, 3, 4 times a week. That's
I
amazing.
don't. I wish I should, but
I guess
yeah.
dancing is the gym.
Yeah, for me it is. For me it is. So yeah, I usually do some warm-ups and then stretch and then start dancing.
Hmm.
I mean sometimes I just like I don't think I'm not that responsible, and I just get into it, and then I'll be regretting it later.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, another thing I've noticed doing what I do and
Yeah.
talking to artists is a lot of times, especially because artists, it's not really a team sport. So a lot of times they're aligned with like agencies or managers or anything like that. Is that something that you do with dancing? Like, do you have a manager? Or are you a part of an agency, or do you just like do freelance work?
I am very freelance, yes, but I do want to have an agent. I'm getting tired. I'm getting so tired. Yeah, yeah.
For sure. So how so the business side, you know what I'm saying? How did you learn the business side, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, choosing a rate or, you know what I'm saying, or how much should you charge for an event or stuff like that? How did you learn the business side of everything without having something like that?
It's been just a lot of trial and error, to be honest. A
For
lot of
sure.
trial and error. And I just been going at it for a very long time. So, yeah, yeah. I think 10 years ago is when I started just freelancing.
Hmm.
So, yeah, in the beginning I was just doing a lot of stuff for free.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was doing a lot of
People
stuff.
still think I do it for free. I'll be like, no, just the interview now.
Yeah, I respect that. Yeah, I did a lot of stuff for free. And over time, it was like, okay, I'm not going to be performing in bars, like in the middle of the floor, unless they have a stage.
Hmm.
Because I was like literally dancing on the floor and like I cleaned up the floor with like beer.
Right,
The
for
beer
sure.
was on the, yeah.
Right.
It's like, okay, now I can't do that. And then people were paying me in liquor. And it was just like, yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm going to charge $25.
Hmm.
And then I lost half my clientele, like half the people that used to book me, stopped booking me, you know. And then I started with just keeping on with the 25
Yeah.
for a year or
Weed
two.
out the people who paying and who ain't. You know what
Yeah, then
I'm
I
saying?
worked my way up to $100, you know, and it's just been a real slow grow. And yeah, yeah, and I just been slowly like each event, I just keep adding on more things to what I will and won't do.
Mm,
Nowadays, like if I don't know you, like somebody just sliding in my DMs, like, hey, I want you to do the show. I ask for deposits in advance now.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
And also, you know what I'm saying, and I don't know if you do, but even like as an artist myself, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying, because I do photography, I shoot videos, you know what I'm saying, depending on the situation, I'll still do a job for free, you know what I'm saying, if it's beneficial for me
yeah.
as well, you know what I'm saying, like it's not still always about money because I enjoy the art, you know what I'm saying, so but I do know my value, you know what
You
I'm saying,
should,
so
yes.
yeah, it ain't, you know what I'm saying, don't come trying to get no licks. So let's talk about the poetry, you know what I'm saying, is do you look at is there a difference between poetry and spoken word to you, or is it all the same thing, or
Yeah, yeah. The difference, yeah, the difference is poetry, just regular poetry is typically like considered the type, the written,
hmm
the stuff in books.
hmm
Yeah, but of course spoken word is also poetry, but the performance aspect does change oftentimes how the poem itself looks. Like spoken word poetry often will look very different typed than like okay, so like written poetry tends to often have a lot of different forms,
hmm
you know, like sonnets or whatever sometimes, you know, whereas spoken word doesn't have that. I mean, it can, but it doesn't have to.
hmm
And sometimes it might have that and you would never know.
hmm
So, yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. Now, what kind of poetry we kind of touched on it earlier, you know what I'm saying, but you said sensual, you know what I'm saying, but other than that, you know what I'm saying, what can a person expect hearing a piece from you? You know what I'm saying? Is it directly things that you've experienced? Is it all strictly art? Like what are you are performing when you perform?
Hmm. Okay. For my poetry, I tend not to write about my life at all.
Oh wow, that's the first time I've ever heard that of it. Ever with poetry recording artists ever. That's crazy. That's dope. I like that because I feel like it's art. It's like an actor. You know what I'm saying? It's like they don't go home and be a thug at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but I'm sorry to
No, big facts, big facts. Yeah, yeah. No, I don't write about my life very much.
hmm
It's rare. I tend to write a lot about Black culture. I write a lot about political and social justice situations, and the like the sensuality, the erotic poetry is very much fantasies. It's just me alone in the house, on a night, that I wish I had company, and I just write a poem, and then I'm good. Yeah.
Now, with doing poetry like
Yeah.
that, do you ever feel like do you feel like you get like fans from your poetry who might like hear your piece and then like fall in love with you? Does that happen? I know it does. So how do you respond to that?
Huh. People falling in love with my poetry. I I guess I don't know. I get compliments, but I haven't noticed any crushes or groupies off my poetry. Yeah, I don't think I have any groupies that I'm aware of.
Hmm.
Um yeah, people like definitely have told me that, the poetry will make them weak in the knees, or they'll feel butterflies. They'll say cute, really cute shit.
Hmm.
Whether they're a little old lady, or I don't know, a YN, or just somebody. I don't know. It's just like everything in between.
LYN.
Yeah, look, just everything in between.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. So I be getting, but I don't know. I just be like, thank you. I think some people like when they hear me speak, when they hear me do erotic poetry, they think like off stage I'm gonna be just as like flirty and sensual.
Mhm.
I'm like, no, that was the poem. And then when I'm off stage, I'm really like, thank you for coming to the show. And they like, so I think they kind of like sense the vibe
Right,
shift.
for sure, for sure. And they
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
for sure. That's dope. That's dope that you're able to, you know what I'm saying, keep the art. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
For
yeah,
sure,
yeah.
that's dope. Now, when you're creating a piece, whether it be central or not about as about black culture or activism or anything like that, is that freestyle as well? Do you write on your phone? Is it pen and paper? Do you read on stage? Do you recite from the top of the head? Like, how do you create your pieces?
Yeah. I think a lot of my poems kind of start off as a free write.
Mhm.
So like I'll give myself like 10 minutes to write or something like that, and I'll just write the whole poem, and then I memorize it or I don't, and then I perform it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
that's dope.
Yeah.
And you mentioned a few things. You mentioned a few things that I'm highly interested in as
Mhm.
well. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of dabble in a few of them. But you mentioned black culture. What
Yeah.
does black culture mean to you?
Oh, what does that culture mean to me? Oh man, it's my world, it's my life, it's my air. So it's yeah, I tend to take it for granted because it is just always so much around me.
Mhm.
Even though some people be like, "Oh, you talk white, you talk so bad," I'm like, anyhow. Yeah, yeah, it means a lot to me, and oftentimes when I'm in other spaces, um when I'm in I don't know, performing in white spaces, or if I'm in around a lot of others that are not like me or whatever, I feel I start to see how I'm a representative of the culture, and I feel more of an urge to get certain messages out
That's
to,
dope.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Cause some people shrink in those situations. You know what I'm saying? Or they feel like they can't say certain things or perform certain things because of who's in the room. So I'm glad that you feel like it's your duty to
Yeah.
to do your shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
um, if you could, what's a few messages are from black culture that you think is important for black culture? You know what I'm saying? If you don't mind sharing.
Yeah, I got so many. Thank you for
Yeah,
asking.
no problem.
One of the biggest things that have been on my heart is how often black men are getting lynched in America still. Still. It's insane. I wrote a poem about that, and yeah, I think a lot of people think like, oh, that's Jim Crow. Oh, that's slavery. No, like there's still I feel like just in the past 5 years alone, I've like in the poem I wrote, it's like at least 15 black men around the country, and of course there's some that just go missing.
Hmm. For
And
sure.
yeah, when there were a lot of riots in June, in Chicago, um, after the police, put the knee and choked out that man, there were even more lynchings all around in Illinois, in the South, in Tennessee, and yeah, I feel like a lot of black folk tend to get quieted when folks say like, "Oh, you can't play the race card." You know, when black folks say, "Oh, you being racist, you doing
Yeah.
that because I'm black," be like, "No, you're just saying that because you're misqualified," or "Oh, you're just no." It's like there definitely still is a lot of issues of black people just experiencing violence just for existing. You know, Javion McGee, he was a Chicago guy. He was a Javion McGee was from Chicago and he was a truck driver, just like
Yeah, I'm familiar.
yeah, yeah, you know, and he was just 24 and they found his body hanging from a tree, you know, like, and he was down
Yeah, they
south
say he did
somewhere.
it to himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, how a dude from Chicago, don't no nigga from Chicago know how to put himself up in no tree. I can tell you that right now. We can barely climb that.
I know.
Oh, shorty. Then
Yeah.
high enough to swing from. Nah, that didn't. That didn't.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, like, from all the lynchings I've found, they all said found hanging, and majority of them, the police rule them as suicides.
Mm.
But like we know, like black people could die so many ways.
Yeah, for sure. It was my father had a book that got lost in my family. He died, and then my aunt had it, and she passed, and it got lost in the family. But it was called The History of Lynching, and it was like a picture book, like all
Mm,
uncensored, like from the picnics of them hanging black men and castrating them, and having a picnic right under with kids and all that, like all pictures, like black and white color. It was, and this stuff is not that far along ago. Like when people say get over it, as far as like it's not that far. Like people real life have traumatized through their families from stuff through that, like dealing with things from stuff from back then. So
absolutely.
that's dope that you find that important to incorporate in your art. Cause I don't think I've heard that. Another thing I've never heard that up here. You know what I'm saying?
About
'Cause
the lynching.
not just about the lynching, but just you know what I'm saying, how making pushing black culture forward important. You know what I'm saying? Like how you just said about that in a room. Like I feel like that about me. Like if I'm in a room with like people who not like me, they might be intimidated. I try to like stand out more because you know what I'm saying. I know I'm not a harm to nobody, and I'm actually an asset if you got to know me. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
good.
So
Yes.
I definitely love that. You know what I'm saying. You also mentioned politics. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We have a
Yeah.
new president. What if you don't mind sharing,
Yeah.
what side of the coin did you lean on? Were you happy? Is it just a part of the system? My whole thing was it. I'll just touch on it real quick.
Sure.
I love black women. I love
Yeah.
women.
Yeah.
My only thing is they didn't let us choose. We didn't choose. We didn't pick Kamala. That's my only thing.
Mm.
Like have a primary, give us some candidates to choose from. That was my only concern. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, with that, I don't know if everybody's gonna vote for her because everybody didn't get a chance to choose her. Like no, we didn't choose her. We was giving her. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, of course, like it always is, the two are the greater evils in a lot of people's eyes. But if you don't mind sharing, because you did say you touch on political aspects as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
What is your temperature in this political climate?
Man, I have a lot of feelings. I have a lot of feelings. I'm not a fan of Trump, not at all. Not at all. He's a joke. He's embarrassing. He's embarrassing. So many other countries be laughing at us. They don't take us seriously. And I feel like we gonna get bombed because just like he says such
I hope we
ignorant
don't,
stuff.
but you know what I'm
No,
saying.
but he just says such
No
ignorant
bomb
stuff.
Chicago, dog.
You know? Like I feel like if anything, like, you know, the south side and the west side will be
Oh, for
fine.
sure,
You
for
know,
sure.
I think if anybody's coming for us, they're not coming for the black people on the opposite, like the ends. But yeah, yeah. I used to be I used to like really read up on politics, like heavy, 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 you know, except for when Trump is in office, because it's just like, oh, it's like it's so much progress that a lot of activists do, and he just takes everything backwards,
Mhm.
you know, and it's just like I turn my blinders on as much as I can. I just try to focus on what can I do for my community, what can I do for my people.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I mean, I was not a big fan of Kamala myself,
Mhm.
but I love black women,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
you know, she represents a lot of things that I see in myself and I see in other people. But yeah, I don't know. There's different things I'm not crazy about, but honestly, I'm not crazy about most politicians, to be honest.
For sure.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah,
And it's like I try, and especially just because like I love my people. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
yeah.
when they get put in position, you know what I'm saying, I'm with it 100%. But it's like even getting closer to home, like even Brandon Johnson, you know what I'm saying? Now I know the job can't be an easy job, you know what I'm
No,
saying?
no.
But golly, you know what I'm saying? Just what's it like, you know what I'm saying, on with your political shades on when you look over your hometown, you know what I'm saying? What are your views on the ground level in Chicago?
The ground level. Um, I man, trying to like summarize. I don't know. The more I be traveling, the more I kind of feel a little brokenhearted with Chicago. Uh, cause Chicago has influenced America with black culture.
For sure.
I feel like especially with rap, over the years we've pushed out so many people that have made waves over the whole nation. And trap music, drill music, there's Italian drill, there's Japanese trap, and
For
it's all
sure.
inspired by Chicago, and there's all these different things, and I see a lot of really talented people, a lot of really smart black folk that don't have a lot of opportunities. And it really hurts, Like I don't know. I go to some other cities and broke in Atlanta is different than broke in Chicago.
Mhm.
Broke in New York is different than broke in Chicago. Broke in LA is different than broke in Chicago. And a lot of times I'm just seeing like, yeah, a lot of Chicago black folk, they learned all these things. They might have did AP government or whatever. They might have learned Spanish in elementary school, and it's just hard seeing so many really smart, talented, educated people can sing, can dance, can do all these things. Oh man, there's so many like the Jesse White tumblers are so insanely amazing. They should be on the Olympics, but are they? They never like not really,
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know
Yeah.
and it's just like I can go down like all these different routes, like um Derrick Rose was like the big wah for like back in the day, because he was just another guy in the hood and he could do all these things, but it's just yeah, it really hurts. So I really feel like there needs to be a lot more opportunities in our neighborhoods. It can't just be another liquor store and barbershop. And it's not just on us. It's a lot of different things like lenders, like bank lenders, they tend to make it a lot harder for black owners to get the loans.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder for black business to get the loans that they need to get the spots. Sometimes it seems like it's easier for immigrants to do that. And I don't know, I feel like even though there are some financial literacy situations at libraries, I think there needs to be a lot more information out because there's so many, we have entrepreneurs all over the place. Like the people that be selling socks and cigarettes and body oils, they could be doing, I don't know, they could be a stockbroker. Some of them could be, I don't know, a store owner. They could be a lot of things. And I just feel like we just need more, I won't say knowledge, but just access, easier access. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely access. They gotta let us in, cause like you said, it's like if you know what I'm saying, somebody go ask them if they could put a liquor store on this corner, and I go ask like, can I get a loan to put 290 more podcast studios on this corner and
Yeah.
do podcasts for the neighborhood? You know,
Yeah, that'd be so
which
cool.
one they gonna get a loan to? You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, that'd be dope. We had a new radio show, a new
yeah, for
podcast.
sure.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it anyway, you know what I'm saying? I just don't know how much, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try. I'm working on my credit, so I'm gonna try as much as I
yeah,
can, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
um, you know, it's definitely a fight, you know what I'm
It
saying? It's definitely
is.
a fight, so for
Like
sure.
took a long time for me to even learn about grants.
Mm,
I didn't know about grants for real until the pandemic.
yeah, for sure.
And people have been getting grants for all sorts of things for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's one thing I did definitely need to do more research on. So let me ask you this. This is another question I like to ask artists all the time, and that is, do you ever get discouraged? Like, do you ever be like, fuck this dance and shit, I'm finna go be a doctor, a lawyer, um, finna go be a roller skater. Do you ever have those thoughts?
Um, I get really depressed from time to time.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I'll probably say I get sad regularly, like on a weekly basis, but depressed, I don't know, maybe like bad, bad, probably like every other month. Yeah.
Oh no, we're gonna have to start checking on you, buddy. We're gonna start. I'm 290 more gonna be checking. Y'all check in on her, man. We're gonna be checking in, make sure she alright, man. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, I do get really sad. But the thing is, I can't work for people. I can't. I've just had too many managers that I wanted to fist fight, you know.
I understand. I understand.
And the thing is, for me, like a lot of people have those walls where they just don't do it. My self control isn't that great. I won't say like I'm that. I'm not. Anyhow, I said what I said.
You ain't no. Oh, big energy. Okay, for sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, I really just don't do well working for other people for real. I just got to work for myself, and I feel very grounded in. I'm born to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't want it to be a struggle this whole time. Like I've been a full time artist, like full time, probably like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been so challenging. Like a lot of my gigs, they pay like 100 or 200, which is cool. But the cost of living, you need, I don't know. I feel like more than 3K to be comfortable. 3K a month, I'm sorry. Yeah, to be just like comfy.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's like at least 20 gigs a month, which is just absurd, you know? And everybody wants you to promote these shows like and pack out every single room. And it's unrealistic to perform 20 shows a month. And yeah, and it's just I don't know. I get really discouraged sometimes, but everything I do is building. Everything I do is growing, and I don't know. I'm starting to learn more and more about the business and more ways that I can invest in myself and do this on a bigger scale. And yeah, I've been slowly working on a 5 year plan for myself as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with me doing gig work, I tend to just like think, okay, what can I do to pay rent? Okay, I need to book out my gigs for the next month. But I don't think about like 5 year plans, so I'm good instead of like thinking short term.
Mm-hmm.
So thinking long term has been better for me, but it's just been not as quickly rewarding as I
Mm-hmm.
like.
For
Yeah.
sure. For
Yeah.
sure. Um, Not to be in your business, well to be in your business. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, one thing I use myself for an example. One thing I've learned also I had to do was to like assess my value. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Cuz I started for free, you know what I'm saying? Then I did my research and then I wanted to come in at a rate that was competitive, you know what I'm saying? So whatever was the normal, I charge like 25 less just so I can get
Mm,
business, you know what I'm saying? But once I got better and like now where I'm at now, so let's say for example, like I started for camera work, I started at $50 an hour. Now within like 2-3 years it's $75 an hour. So like do you adjust, you know what I'm saying? Like have you thought about raising your prices or is that nothing y'all like don't do in that field? Is that like the average price for that field or
to be honest, I don't really know how. Like a lot of. I don't want to be shady, but like
Mhm.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know of too many spoken word artists in Chicago that are. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I will say that it's very normal to increase over time. Yeah, I feel like as a performer, it is very normal to increase over time as you get better as a performer and as you continue to grow your following, grow your audience. Yeah, yeah.
so even like for like burlesque, that's not lucrative. It's not.
It's definitely not stripper money. It's definitely not strip club money. And I'm not a very
I thought it
I'm
would have been more for some reason. I don't, cause the strip club is
uh,
probably decent, but the strip club comes with a lot of extra stuff. Like they have back rooms, drugs, pimps. Like it's a lot of extra stuff that comes with
yeah.
stripping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there is a lot more.
And
And
those just horror stories. I'm not saying that for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. But I think there's a lot of different things with strip clubs where like I don't know, it might be like, oh, King of Diamonds or the Warehouse where everybody knows like, okay, there's gonna be strippers there every day of the week. And it's like people know like, okay, this club is gonna have this type of this strippers, whereas this type will have that type of strippers. Whereas burlesque will let you in fat, skinny, whatever.
Mm.
You know,
I ain't never seen no fat burlesque girl, but I'm gonna take your word though.
absolutely, yeah. There's a few series of just full plus size burlesque shows like Fat Cat Cabaret,
Mhm.
all plus size girls.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's different yeah. So and also with burlesque it tends to be like You know the dancer and that's why you went to the show?
Mm.
Yeah, a lot of people won't just be like, "Oh, I just go to this spot regularly," and they're just so happen to be that person. You know what I'm saying?
Now, are they more times than not? Are they more specifically burlesque shows? Or are they like bachelor parties or like stuff like that? Or who? What? No. What's a typical event that books like a burlesque?
Yeah, typically it's cabarets. Yeah,
Yeah, another
cabarets.
thing that I'm ignorant about. What's a cabaret?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, cabaret. They most like back in the day. I feel like cabaret might have a jazz band and a magician
Mm.
and somebody that eats swords and burlesque and all these different things.
That sounds dope as fuck.
Yeah,
Why the fuck haven't nobody invited me to one of these?
yeah. The thing is, those things still exist, but most of the time, cabarets are mostly burlesque. Sometimes you'll see some drag in it. Sometimes you might see like a sword eater or something.
Hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, it's mostly burlesque now.
Now, now that's the second time I heard you mention the drag event.
Mhm.
You were dancing in it. Like it's not specifically like you have to be like a man or anything. You just gotta.
Um, yeah, drag shows they're mainly people born as men dressing up as women. Yeah, but I guess I've been around the drag community well enough that I feel comfortable just throwing myself in there. And
I mean,
that's
like they don't be like, "Hey, girl, you not. I'm taking all money, girl. You got these ain't real titties in it.
yeah,
She
yeah.
getting all the dollars."
Yeah, that specific show I was in, they welcomed burlesque,
Mhm.
so I threw myself in there. But yeah, yeah, I used to be a choreographer for drag queens.
Okay.
Yeah, so and sometimes they'd have me as like a backup dancer, background dancer.
Mhm.
And it wasn't. I don't know. The environment was shady. It was definitely shady.
Mhm.
You know, just like the same way that some lesbians hate men,
Mhm.
there's some gay men that
They
hate
really,
women.
they really love men deep down inside.
I said some. There's
All
some
right.
lesbians that are disgusted with men. Ah, man. Um, but yeah, yeah, it's yeah.
Hmm. For sure. Now, also you like talked about your 5 year plan, and another thing that I like to ask artists is about their goals. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't mind, could you touch on a few of those things on that 5 year plan, or just give us a few of your goals overall as far as your artistry goes?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so like I guess for a short thing term thing, like by the end of June, like from May to June, I try to put myself on like a 100-hour plan. So I'm trying to put in 100 hours of dance training.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, just to kind of like increase my dance training. And one of my goals is to get an agent, a dance agent. That means a lot to me. Yeah, I'm trying to put out a few more poetry albums. I'm trying to put out a poetry book. Um, I have some visions for financial stability.
Mm.
Yeah, I would like to make 50K just artistry alone,
Mm.
you know?
Yeah, share that plan with me, girl. I
Yeah,
need that too, man.
yeah.
For real. I'm in the hole. I'm in the red right now.
Man, that's so real. That's so real. Yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to getting an agent. And then I also want to just open up like later in life, you know. I want to open up spaces so other artists can flourish as well.
Mm.
Yeah, because that's like I was saying, there's so many talented people here in Chicago that would do great things if they only just had the spaces. And I wanna, yeah, especially as I'm getting older, make sure that I'm passing on the torch. So creating more spaces, yeah, in
And
my
that's
yeah.
kind of like talking about the problem, like about our community, is because we got plenty of successful people. We trendsetters for all around the world. It's just one thing about Chicago. A lot of people think being successful is leaving Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Is becoming successful and leaving and never coming back. You know what I'm saying? And getting a big house in LA or California. That's all that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta can't forget about where you come from. You know what I'm saying? Like even, you know what I'm saying, rich people from other communities, they give back to their alma maters. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah,
give back
yeah.
to places they come from. Black people don't. We getting better with that, but we need to do it more for these urban communities to really have an impact. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, you know what I'm saying. I ain't shit. I ain't never gonna be shit. You know what I'm saying?
no, no. Yeah, it's really tough. I definitely I do get the benefit of going out of town, you know. Sometimes you do got to leave your neighborhood to get the wealth to bring
For
it
sure.
back, you know. And I do know like some people get scared when they hear these horror stories of some celebrity got rich and then somebody came and killed them and robbed them. You know, I feel like we've seen a few rappers like that.
Yeah, for
It just
sure.
got yeah, but no, I think it is really powerful for us to continue to build in our communities. Absolutely. Just keep planting the seed so it'll be easier for the next. Yeah.
For sure. That's dope. Now, what is your favorite thing about what you do? Like, if you have to do one thing for the next, let's say the next 2 weeks straight, if you had to do burlesque, if you had to freestyle dance, if you had to recite poetry, for the next 2 weeks straight, if you had to pick one thing, what would it be and why?
O to B and Y. O to B and Y.
Like your next gigs, the next 2 weeks is the same thing. Which would you pick?
Ah. Um, I mean, if I could get paid just to write poetry, I would
Mm,
love that. Just people just sit around me while I just write it. I don't even gotta perform it. But that's not a thing right now yet. But what I would do is freestyle, just freestyle dancing. Yeah, I'm not. I appreciate burlesque, but I'm not a diehard burlesque dancer.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, because I don't. Even though I respect it so much, I don't have it in me at this time to dedicate I because strippers are considered like a part of sex work,
Mm-hmm.
and burlesque dancers can be also considered a part of sex work,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't feel ready at this time to put so much of my life in that realm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I already know I'm being judged, but to be judged to that extent where it's like, oh, that's all she does
Mm-hmm.
is challenging for me. Yeah.
Now, for sure. So outside of that, you
Yeah.
did say you want to focus on dance training. You know what I'm saying? So, um, what the hell is dance training? Like, is these like typo videos? Are you going to like I remember, the guys they used to have foot dance training for footwork, and they used to all meet up after school at this
Yeah.
one place. So, what's dance training look like for you?
Dance training for me. Yeah, it includes ballet classes, it includes Vogue.
Ballet classes. You be
Yeah.
standing on them toes, girl.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
ballet
Like the
classes.
real ballet shoes you
I
be
don't do the
doing?
point shoes. No,
Okay,
those are
okay.
damaging for the feet. Yeah. I've always wanted to, but no, not in this
For
lifetime.
sure.
Yeah, ballet classes, jazz classes, heels classes, Vogue. Yeah. And
Wow,
sometimes West African. I love my
that's amazing.
yeah.
That's amazing. So, how do you find time to for yourself through all this? You know what I'm saying? Do you have what, if you don't mind me asking, do you have any like hobbies that you're interested in, like any video games, any crocheting, any Pokemon cards? Like, what's your
Yeah.
outside the art that you
Outside the
into?
art. Yeah, it's like my sister's really into crocheting, so that's her thing. But my thing is anime. I like watching anime. Yeah, especially like 80s, 90s. Do you watch anime?
What? I mean, stuff that you probably wouldn't consider
Oh,
anime,
okay,
probably
okay.
just like Boondocks and Dragon Ball
Oh, okay, okay.
Z
Dragon
and
Ball Z counts. Yeah, yeah.
stuff like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, nothing
Love
too
Boondocks.
Samurai Jack. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I used to try to draw. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of it all. Like when I just Attack on Titan. I just
Oh, yeah.
just started watching. I finished it, but that's
Nice.
something I just recently found out about. Demon Slayer is
Mm.
another one. So yeah, I love, and I'm a big video game guy.
Yeah, I
So
get you. I get
so
you.
it all falls in the same category. That's what's up. So what do you, as far as anime, do you just watch it? Do you comic book? Do you collect? Do you?
Yeah, just watch. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I
for
just
sure.
watch.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
That's dope. Now, I got a few more questions. I'm gonna let you get
Sure.
up out of here. When you're reciting your poetry, I always ask performers. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had a few events where I had to curate for the performers to perform, and I'm just like I'm watching the crowd while they perform. I'm trying to see who paying attention. I'm trying to make this be quiet. So when you're performing,
Yeah.
whether it be freestyle dance or reciting, um are you paying attention to the crowd? Like, do you pay attention to the crowd? Do you pay attention to who's on their phone, who's bobbing their head, who's locked in, or is it just tunnel vision? You just focus on the piece at hand.
I definitely do pay attention to the audience. Yeah, yeah, and I try to use that time in between my poems to re-engage the audience as well. If I notice too many people are talking or whatever, then I might get up in people's faces,
Mm,
or I might say, "Oh, look to your left and your right," and say, "Neighbor, I'm gonna need you to quiet." Like I don't know, I find cute little things to say to get people to quiet down,
mhm,
and depending on what the crowd looks like, is it younger people, older people, white people, black people, Latinos, etc. I try to find different ways to engage them. Sometimes depending on how the crowd is reacting, I sometimes change my set of
mhm.
poems.
Mm, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. If I'm like, okay, I see how they vibe to this one and I'm going to change. Yeah. So
Hmm.
sometimes I change it. Yeah.
For sure. Now, another thing I want to know about performing is,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying, you mentioned like having to do like to reach your goal, it'd be so many jobs, you know what I'm saying? When you're doing a job, is it always the sometimes it's just like a job, like you got a book, you probably got a deposit already. You might not be at your best, but it's like it's my job, it's booked. Let me go here, do some moves real quick, and come back home? Or do you just always like, oh, I'm booked, let's go do it, do the job, stay, mingle, talk to everybody, and then leave at the end of the night? Or what's it like? Is it like does it turn into real work sometimes?
It definitely has. Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah, while I'm like trying to like, okay, I need to make this much, and I'm sometimes like I be online, trying to find gigs or create opportunities. So sometimes I might see a show that already exists. Ooh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Or I might see a like art galleries having an opening night exhibit about turtles, right?
Mhm.
And I'd be like, oh, I'll reach out to the show curator and I'm like, hey, I got these poems about turtles and I'll do this thing and da da da. Trying to create a show for myself and create money for myself. And I might like turtles, but I don't care about turtles that much to be performing all these poems about turtles. So it's like, yeah, I don't. Yeah, so it's a lot of that. It's been a lot of that. Yeah, so it do turn into work. I'm like, all right, I gotta go do all these things, and yeah,
For sure. That's
yeah.
dope. That's dope. Now, like I said, a couple more questions. I know I said that, but for a couple
No,
more
it's
questions.
all good. I'm here.
Now I mentioned you said you had poetry albums. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? So what made you put it on wax instead of, you know what I'm saying? Cuz I've interviewed a few poets on the show who are published authors who got like books on Amazon. Be like, cuz I'm trying to produce poetry.
Oh,
Yeah, so like how did you what made you actually start doing it? Cuz I can't get none of their ass in the damn booth. So what made you to
really?
actually, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So how did you? What made you even take the leap to like? Why wasn't? Not, I want to say why wasn't it good enough to just recite them and stuff like that? What made you want to actually make albums?
Um. Yeah. Okay. I guess like a lot of people say music is a big part of my life, but yeah, I really just yeah, I love music, and I feel like my people can more people can feel my poetry, and when there's music attached to it, I feel like people can. Yeah, they're more in the moment, more in the experience. Yeah, there used to be some period times like when I would get booked for random shows and they would have like a punk rock band and they'd put me in there, and then there'd be like some drill rappers,
Mm-hmm.
and like it'd be really hard to still keep the engagement up after they were just like mosh pitting or whatever.
Sound like one of my shows.
Oh man, yeah, and I feel like it helped. It helped me a lot when I had music in there as well.
Mhm.
And yeah, I so that's part of it. Is just like I know that when I have music with my poetry, more people can feel it and more people are connected versus just my words alone. And then also, I do know that a lot of people that I meet like poetry, but they don't read it. They'd be
Mhm.
like, "Oh, I read poetry, Maya Angelou when I was in elementary school."
Mhm.
Yeah, but oh, my cousin read something, but no, they don't actually like
Mhm.
actively read poetry. But people will, put playlists on Spotify. People
I
will
always got them AirPods in their ears. You know what I'm
always
saying?
listen to music, and I feel like that's a way easier way for me to spread my music and spread my messages
Mhm.
through poetry and my music.
Mhm.
And yeah, it has been pretty good. Like, there was this one song I did called Now's Not the Time to Be Neutral.
Mhm.
And I wrote that one after George Floyd got murdered. And it was basically about just yeah, black people getting murdered
Mhm.
and just police brutality. And yeah, that poem did really well around Europe. I like was sending it out to a lot of Spotify playlists in Europe.
Mhm.
And yeah, and I don't think my poem alone would have reached as many people because I think that song is now at least it's a few 10,000s,
Mm.
maybe 20. I don't know,
That's
but
dope.
yeah, and
That's
it's
dope.
the poem. If it was just like in a book, I don't know how many people would have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would not have sold 20,000 books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, I lost my train of thought for a hot second. I'm finna grab it though. I'm finna grab it.
I lose it all the time.
I'm
Yeah.
finna grab it. Uh, uh, uh. What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm not done. No. All right. So, let's just talk about what you got going on before we get up out of here.
Okay.
Oh no, that's what it was.
Yeah. Hey.
Music. The
Uh-huh.
music. Um, you ain't sent me no music.
I ain't sending you no music?
No.
Oh no. Okay.
Hmm.
Oh damn, my bad.
So let's talk about the music.
Okay, okay. Dang, I thought I put it in the little like comment.
Oh, you did.
Okay, okay,
You
okay.
did. It's cause in that where you enter that at, the links aren't clickable, so I just read it and take notes.
Oh, okay,
And
okay, okay.
since I already got you on Instagram, I didn't click the link. So
Okay,
that you
okay.
did send it. My bad.
Okay, no, that's all.
Oh, my bad, guys. So let's talk about the music. Let's talk about the music. So, if
Yeah.
you could, for the people who may be hearing or seeing you for the first time or finding out about the music,
Yeah.
what's the music? Give us a synopsis of the music that you're working on.
That I'm working on or worked done. Or I'm sorry.
Done that you do, well, I'm sorry. Um, what genre of music do you do?
Yee. Ah,
If you had to,
yeah, because I don't even know if mine exists.
when you put it in Spotify and you gotta put the category what you pick.
Yeah, yeah. I think I be putting in spoken word,
Mm,
but sometimes I be putting in a lot of other things.
mm,
Yeah, most of the time it's spoken word. Yeah, so yeah, I'm in the spoken word bubble. Yeah, I tend to blend jazz music with my poetry,
mm-hmm.
and yeah, in my most recent song, "Laid Up," I got like some R&B beats with it, which is cute. Yeah.
For sure, that's dope. Now, when you putting out pieces, do you pay attention? Like you measure to it getting one of your pieces getting like 20,000 hits. How important is the analytics to you, if at all? Like, do you even care how many hits something get, or how many views a video gets, or how many likes a post get? Is that important to you?
Unfortunately, yeah, it does matter, and it matters a lot to the people that book me. So yeah, yeah. Like I know, like I cannot book a venue that seats 500 people if they notice that all my posts get 3 likes.
Mm-hmm.
They be like, yeah, she ain't got no motion. Ain't nobody gonna come. So yeah, and as I continue to like travel more, I want to not always have to start off with smaller venues. It would be nice if I could get a bigger venue. I don't know. I haven't been to Texas yet,
Mm-hmm.
but it'd be cool if I already had people in Texas that loved my poetry.
Mm-hmm.
So that when I go to Houston or whatever, I could book a venue that'll pay me $1,000,
All
$5,000.
right.
Compared to starting off with a smaller lounger bar.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So the analytics help with that. Yeah.
Sure. That's dope. That's dope. Now, this is my last question. We leave on this. And it's kind of talking with the analytics, you know what I'm saying? People watching and clicking like and stuff. What's your support system like? You know what I'm saying? I talk to a lot of artists and creatives, and they be like their biggest fans or their biggest supporters are people that they never met, or people that they met one time and now they like everything they do or come out to every single show. You know what I'm saying? So, what's your support system like?
Mm. I think majority of my support system is other artists.
Mm.
Yeah, which can make things kind of tough sometimes. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the people that really like my work, share my work, are other performers. Sometimes I wish that I had more like regular, nurses and barbers and people that weren't in my field,
Mm-hmm.
so that let's say like, oh, and there's Lollapalooza weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I perform. And sometimes it can be competition, like I know like on a Friday night it might be hard to have my performer friends come out to my things
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, but yeah, it is a lot of that. I do have a few people that I've only seen once and like everything, and I appreciate them. But yeah, a lot of my following is other performers, and it's been really nice. Other performers recommend me for shows and book me for things. Yeah.
You ever had your own event, like through your own event?
Uh, let's see. Back in Okay, so I throw my own poetry slams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, poetry competitions. But as far as my own shows, I like For myself,
Yeah, like
like,
you headline and
oh yes.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, I've done the most recent one I did was at Elastic Arts in
Mm.
Logan Square, and I like that spot a lot. It's black owned. I feel like they probably like the stuff that you do.
I got a
Um,
slide on there. I ain't been low school in a long
oh
time.
man, it's closer to you than
Yeah, for
me.
sure, for sure.
Yeah,
That's why I
yeah.
said I got to slide back there. It probably look different and shit. I ain't been over there since high school.
Oh, it
Yeah.
existed back then?
Yeah, for sure. No, Logan Square, just the
Oh, okay, okay,
neighborhood.
okay.
Yeah, I don't
Gotcha,
know
gotcha.
about the place. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm only 33. She talking about they existed back in the 70s,
Oh my gosh, no,
back in the 1880s.
oh no, no, you're not that old. I'm 94, 1994, so you're not that old.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Shit, I forgot what I was saying. Um, I forgot what I was saying.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so we're running out of time. Anyway,
Okay.
real quick, let's just talk about what you got going on right now, what's coming up, what you working on, and we get up out of here.
Okay, smooth, smooth. Yeah, so right now I am yeah, I'm working on a new poetry album. I got some more shows coming up. Probably should not have mentioned the June things because it won't be
No, it's coming out. It's coming out. Just because I need something different than recording artists, so it's coming out like next week. Don't even trip.
Eh,
For sure.
okay. So yeah, I got some more
Coming out
shows.
tonight.
Yeah, I got some more shows coming up for usual. I post all of my things on my Instagram, and that's Lady Lombre because that's my last name. I post a lot of my performances, like show videos and whatnot, on my Instagram, as well as YouTube. And yeah, yeah, yeah. Check me out.
For sure, for sure. Definitely check her out. Definitely a dope artist. Make sure y'all check out her first interview. Link in the description. Also, the link to her social medias will be in the description as well. Go support. Like I said, thank you for coming out. I
Thank you.
appreciate your time. Enjoy the rest of your evening. In a minute, gang.
Let's go.